What's up, girl gang? Welcome back to the girls' room. I am so sorry. Last week, I literally could not make an episode happen because life was lifing and things were happening and I couldn't film and it was just a mess. So anyway, we are back and I'm low-key glad I skipped last week because I have not so many updates, but I have like a huge update for you guys and I am so excited. This just goes to show how much we don't like lean into our gratitude, because I'm going to tell you why, because this is going to make sense once I start talking, or once I start telling you. But the fact that today I was saying to myself, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I have nothing to talk about today. Oh my God. My dog's literally farting next to me. Oh, Luna. Jeez, baby girl. I need to let her outside, I think. Oh, it's cold. Okay. Anyway, I will be taking you outside. This is very rude. She literally hates when I film. Anyway, the fact that I was saying to myself, I don't know what I'm going to film. Also, sorry if there's like a mess in the kitchen. The light, I'm learning like the light in this home, like where it comes in from, and unfortunately it doesn't come in the way I need it to come in when I film in the afternoon. So right now the window's like in front of me and I do have the blinds closed, but yeah, I also have like no makeup on. I'm like, I don't know. Okay, sorry, just ADD. So anyway, let's try this again. So the fact that I was saying I don't know what to talk about today, I have nothing to talk about, is so fucking crazy. How quick we are on to the next. How quick we don't sit in gratitude. How quick we don't realize when major things have occurred in our own lives. Major, huge, life-altering changes. And here I am talking about I don't got nothing to say. Like, girl, are you okay? No. Anyway, I answer myself too, apparently, in a different voice. So you guys have been on this journey with me for almost 1 year. Please use me as an example of how much your life can change in 1 year. I'm not even at a year yet. End of December will be a year. So like 11 months, 10 months, something like that. My life has done a complete 180. I really never sit with it and really take it in. So last week on Friday, your girl quit her job. I am officially going to be done working in the salon next month. So I will finish out December for the holidays for my clients. I'm only there currently 4 times a month. I switched that once we moved out here to Long Island because we only have 1 car. And honestly, we really don't need another car right now. We just bought this house. We need to save money and we function perfectly fine with the 1 car. Amanda goes into the office just once a week and I go into Brooklyn. Like I said, it basically evens out to like every other weekend when I am in the salon. So we don't really need to spend on another car right now. But yeah, I finally did it. I left my job and I am really excited. I had so much anxiety about it and I was telling my therapist, like, so I've been at the salon for like 7 years and some change. And I kept saying for the last probably 2 years, I was saying, I don't want to hit 8 years at the salon. I don't want to hit the 8-year mark at the salon. I need to get out of here. And for some reason, it signified to me some sort of stagnancy or something hitting that 8-year mark. Like it was very, I know people like when they hit a certain amount of years at a job, it's almost like, I don't know if a tenure is the right word, but like it's like, wow, you've been at this job for 10 years, whatever, 8 years. Like, that's incredible. To me, for me, so don't take this personal. For me, that feels stifling. And overall, I just felt very trapped. Not at all because of the salon or my boss or my coworkers. I love them all. We've been working together for many years. I love them dearly. I just hate doing that job. And I don't know if it's because I have to still, to some degree, answer to someone, or because I genuinely just hate it, or because it didn't bring me the financial success that I thought it would bring me. My career in hair just did not go the way that I intended it to, right? So there was a lot of curveballs thrown at me. You know, I basically kind of pigeonholed myself now that hindsight's 2020. Now that I look back, working in a boutique salon where I got top tier education. So that's like the one thing that I will say. Top tier one-on-one mentorship. Like, my hair coloring skills are very good. I'm not going to say I'm the best. I'm not perfect. Whatever. I am really good at my job. And I know that I am. I know that my work is beautiful. And I know that it's a very specific style that you only get taught this specific way by very specific colorists. So like, this isn't a technique or a style that like every salon does. You'll be hard up to find anyone that paints hair the way that we meaning me and my, wow, okay, I was malfunctioning. Me meaning me, oh my God, I can't get the words out. Me and my boss, mentor, friend who owns the salon. And that education that I got as a colorist is priceless. That's what I wanted. I left a city salon. I was in a really high-end salon. I was literally working in the Plaza Hotel in a high-end salon there. Then I was working at their Flatiron location, and I just hated it. The education sucked. They really didn't care about the education. The assistants would be assistants for like 5-6 years. There would be like, we had classes on Mondays. We would show up for class and they'd be like, oh, there's no class. Like, you think that those high-end salons, and I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of people think that these high-end salons, especially when you like get out of beauty school, are going to provide you with this experience that's elevated, that where you're getting the best education. And then a lot of times when you're in it, you realize that that's actually not the case in a lot of those salons. It's actually like, it's just usually very unprofessional. And that was my experience. Not just me though. I know so many people that, have been through the ringer, revolving door. And that's why a lot of salons are revolving doors, because they're just, people are in and out, leaving because they're not getting what they want. So I was at that salon, and then this is why I say like the power of your words are so, or your words are so powerful. I wish I was one of those people that was so eloquently spoken, and I'm just not. Your words are so powerful because, like I said, hindsight is 2020. And when I look back, whatever you want to call it, I manifested, God gave it to me, however you like to look at it, the things that I spoke happened. So I had kept saying, I want to work in a boutique salon. I want a top tier education. I wanted all of these things that I thought didn't exist. I thought like having a one-on-one mentorship, and because I was a little bit older than most people are when they go to beauty school, which that's just the story of my life. I'm a late bloomer. I felt like I was behind, and I wanted a really intense apprenticeship where I could really learn and get that one-on-one training where I didn't feel like I was just a shampoo girl, because unfortunately that does happen to a lot of people. They just are behind the sink all day long, and they don't actually ever feel like they're getting the attention to their craft or the care or the education that they really want. Because out of beauty school, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. So all you people that leave beauty school and just get behind the chair. You're brave, you're bold. Beauty school is training you for the state board. So the state board test was created in like the 1950s or something crazy like that. It's very dated. It's like perms. No updated techniques are in there. The haircut's disgusting. Like it's not like a modern up-to-date thing. No one, I mean, well, I guess it depends where you live. No one is going and asking for these things in New York City. Maybe they're doing that in Jersey. Maybe they're, and no shade to Jersey. My cousin owns a salon in Jersey and she does very old school hair. So that's why I said Jersey, like super old school style hair color, haircuts and things like that, because that's what her demographic likes. But in New York City, you got to have your finger on the pulse. You got to know what's going on. You've got to be up to date. You've got to know what people want. So I found Jenny, who's my boss, like on Instagram, and she has like such an amazing story. You know, she came from Pennsylvania, moved to New York like on her 18th birthday, got an apprenticeship with the two of the best colorists in the industry at Bumble and Bumble. They took her with them when they opened their own salon, and then she wound up branching off and doing her own thing. So she wasn't even 30 when she had opened this business, and she was very successful. And I think I just found her on Instagram and I harassed her until she hired me. I'm not kidding. My dad used to tell me all the time, you've got to stand out. What makes you different? Your resume is just sitting in a pile of resumes. How are you going to be different? How are you going to stand out? And that always stuck with me because I think I'm very much like more of a personality hire more than like someone that you're hiring. Not that I don't have skill. I mean, it's different with hair. Like it's not like you need like a degree, and it really doesn't matter the beauty school you go through. But I had to stand out personality wise, and I was extremely persistent. And I think I had like literally like 6 trials at the salon. She was so particular about who she hired because you're literally up each other's asshole the whole day. Like every day, 5 days a week. You are up each other's ass, and then you eventually learn how to know each other, and then you become this relationship where you are always 10 steps ahead of the person you're working for because you're basically their assistant. So you always know what they're going to need before they need it. You always have things prepared before they even ask you or think of it. You always know how to problem solve, and you make their day easier. That was my focus in my apprenticeship, and I did that. Eventually, you learn to speak without speaking. Eye contact, you know exactly what the other person's thinking, what they need. And listen, when you work that close with someone, of course, there's going to be like friction and stuff, but my education was incredible. And obviously we built a relationship beyond that. And then in COVID, I was part-time on the floor before COVID and part-time still assisting. So I had a couple days where I took clients, a couple days where I assisted, and days where I did both. So I was slowly building a book like that, but it was very hard for me to do that because I was just juggling. You know, I was doing my color client at the same time, washing, blow drying. Literally, we had no one in there. I was answering the phone. I was checking out clients. I was doing toning people. I was doing everything. We worked. There was 4 of us, and we worked in a way that like I've never seen anybody work the way that we worked. So clean, so smooth, so seamless, and just a family kind of vibe where like you truly just knew what the people around you need, want, whatever. These are skills that cannot be taught. These are skills that you earn through like hard work, through the grit. And I am forever grateful because I have learned so much about people. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much that I hate small talk, and I don't like that part of that job. I don't like having conversations or asking like how your fucking day is. Like I just don't. So after, I was juggling, COVID happened, we moved into a bigger space, and it became very difficult for me to build a clientele. Also became very difficult for me to book myself in a way that a colorist should be booked. So when I was an assistant, she would take up to 10 people in a day because you have that help. But when you're doing everything yourself and you don't have an assistant, you really can't take that many people with color because color appointments are long. And when you're doing the wash, the blow dry, everything, it's like half your day for like one full highlight or one bigger color service, you know? So we had so much difficulty finding an assistant. Nobody wants to do that job, at least from what we're finding. And I think that it makes sense. I mean, you don't make a lot of money and it's a lot of work. And I think people are finding other ways to make money now, which sucks because it is a special place and you do get such a good education. But when I say I feel like I pigeonholed myself, it's because I think if I was in a city salon, it would have been a different experience. Not one that I necessarily would have wanted because so many more people, so much more room for drama and things like that. And it wasn't my vibe. So I pigeonholed myself, but like, that's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I just, the city, the like Manhattan salons, high-end salons, when I worked there, I hated it. And I wasn't inspired by any of the work and I wanted to go where I wanted to be inspired. I used to look around that salon and I didn't want to be like anybody there. And that was my biggest red flag. That's when I knew I needed to leave because I was impressionable and I could see how it could make someone not want to do that job, especially someone like 18 just getting out of beauty school. Which sucks. So, and this isn't a generalization. Everyone's experience is different. This was just my experience. Take that note with you. Go where you feel inspired, where you're pushed to learn, where it's not easy, and where you're continuously challenging yourself. And that's what I did. I found this salon. I found Jenny. I loved her work. She's so talented and incredible. And I was like, that's where I need to be. And I knew, I didn't know at that time that it was small. I didn't know it was only 4 people. I didn't know it was boutique. So when I say you like manifest things, this is what I mean. I had no clue. I kept saying I wanted to be in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg. And I had very specific things that I didn't think existed. I don't know why I thought that. And when I went for my first interview, I drove there and I walked in. And it was a 4-chair boutique salon. Now we're in a bigger space, I think 7 chairs. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is exactly what I was wanting, what I was wishing, praying, hoping for. And, you know, it just, I felt like I enjoyed my apprenticeship more than even though it was grueling and hard. I felt like I enjoyed that more than actually being behind the chair because I felt like I was learning more. And listen, there's always room for learning. I could have done continuing education, taken more classes, but I didn't want to. I just felt very done with it. I felt very defeated and I felt like I was chasing my own tail for a long time. And I think that if I wanted to continue doing hair, I probably would branch out and maybe add another salon, like something in the city and then stay in Brooklyn. But because I didn't want to do that, I really needed to start turning things around, which I've spoken about this a lot. And I started exploring and entered my exposure therapy era, which it's not easy. I I made coloring books. I did UGC, like content creation for brands, which I still do sometimes. I started social media management, which is where I'm at now. I started social selling or direct selling sales, which I still do. I work with a skincare, beauty, wellness company, and I sell those products as an affiliate. So I'm just like trying everything. I just got hired by like my biggest deal yet just came through and the timing of things are insane. I interviewed for this company to hire me basically as an independent contractor or whatever, hire me as their social media manager for a big beauty company that really aligned with things that I love. And I interviewed in April and it just didn't work out. And then I heard back from them and then it didn't work out. And the timing is insane. They just hired me. It is a 2-month trial. So please pray for me that I do a good job and they keep me. But they just hired me and the timing coincided perfect. So they hired me for December and January. We're going to put it out there. They hired me. It's not a trial. They hired me. Okay. We're claiming it now. They hired me at the same time. And this deal is a big deal for me. It changes a lot of things for me, and it just coincides perfectly with me leaving the salon in December or end of December. So finishing out and not entering the new year there. And I might do hair still for my regular clients if I feel like I want to, just in a different situation. I would be like renting a chair and doing it on my own terms, because I do think it's time for me to close that chapter. I love everyone there, but it's time, and it's been time. And as much as I love everyone there, and it's not speaking to anyone there at all. It's just me listening to myself and feeling so trapped that I have to ask for anything from anyone. A day off, a schedule change, anything like that. And I know sometimes people start working for themselves and working from home and they like hate it after some time. But I think that's also partially because there's a lot of glamorizing that, working from home, being an entrepreneur and things like that. And there's so much more grit. Yeah, there's so much more grit than glamour in this process. But I know that I'm just getting started, and coming out of the other side of this, I'm going to be so fucking proud of myself. So I'm saying this, I'm looking in the camera, I'm talking to me. And you got to do the same thing. Look in the mirror and talk to yourself, because I know that I have the balls to do these things, and I'm starting to finally give myself, like, say, like, one of my friends, Sam, she always says to me, you got some balls. And it's a compliment. She's always like, you got some balls, the courage that you have to just do all these things and change and leave and whatever. And, you know, I'm learning to step out in faith instead of fear, because no matter what, like, God's got my back. It's evident. It's evident if you look at my life. I'm putting in the work, and it is showing up for me. These things are showing up for me, and things aren't always perfect, but like somehow, some way, I'm always okay, even when I'm not okay, or even when it feels like the walls are closing in on me and like I have nowhere to go and I'm trapped. I'm still somehow okay. So let this be something for you. I don't know what. It feels weird for me to say an inspiration, because that's not the right word, and that's not what resonates with what I'm saying. Let it be like your reminder. Let it be your sign that you can do hard things and you can change your situation. You can. I know everybody's circumstances are different, and I can't speak to everybody's circumstances, but control what you can control. If there are things that you can do to make your situation better, and you're feeling like defeated and tired and over it, then please, for yourself, do those things. Do those things. You deserve to be happy. And remember, whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. I heard that the other day, and I'm like, that is so true. And it made me do a workout this morning. Like, whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. And we all have choices. And I've made so many choices this year. I got engaged. Well, we got engaged. We bought a house. I cut off toxic people that I'm literally related to, literally by blood. I'm creating new traditions, which I'm really excited about. We're figuring out the next steps for our family. I am immensely grateful for my partner. I am grateful that I am able to be myself, and that the people in my life love me as I am. I am grateful that I was able to finally, at 33, well, it started at 30, fall in love with the person I wanted to fall in love with, regardless if she was a woman. I don't know if wanted to fall in love is the same word. I don't think you have a choice. It just happens, okay? and build this rock solid bond that like we have this partnership that it's not perfect, but it's amazing. Okay. It's amazing when somebody sees you for exactly who you are and appreciates it, even, the parts of you that aren't so great. And I am really grateful that I didn't hide this part of myself forever, or like not go through with it because of fear. But one thing about me, I will tell you, one thing about me is I physically cannot like not do the things that they like that I feel like I need to do, whether that's leave a job, fall in love, move away, whatever it is. There is this like fucking fire in me. There is this fire in me that when it starts burning and the flames are getting higher and higher, I just like can't ignore it. I ignored it for a very long time with my job. And I even ignored it for a long time with other things, but I ignored it for a really long time with my job because I was so scared of the change and just kept saying like, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And then I just realized that I was actually turning into a bitter bitch because I was sitting around complaining, which is not my personality type, to sit around and complain for a second and then move on. This complaining was drawn out. People around me were complaining. It was a collective complaining. And then I was like, I can't do this. This isn't me. I'm such a, like, for the most part, upbeat, positive person, and I needed to get out of there. So even if I try to like, what's the word? Suppress certain parts of me, or suppress things that I'm feeling, they're going to come out. They're going to come out. And let me tell you, the longer I suppress it, the bigger the fucking situation is when I finally am like, I need to fucking get out of here. So you don't want to like get to that point. Okay. Which I did. I had a full mental breakdown when it came to my job. Full mental breakdown. It was not okay. And I'm forever grateful that my boss friend did see that and was able to recognize it and gave me the freedom to cut back my schedule and try new things. Not every boss would have been like, sure, do that. And she did. And that gave me the flexibility to go after all of these new things that I was trying to go after. And that really means a lot to me. If she said no, I probably would have just quit. But it meant a lot that it took some of that stress off, not just financially. Not that I was like making a ton, but it just gave me that security and that cushion, which I'm going to lose in December, even though it's not a lot of money. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, I might just rent a chair and do that for select few clients that I want to continue seeing. So that is my major life update. Thank you guys for being here on this journey with me. It is like kind of cool that I documented it actually, like through this podcast. And yeah, I am so excited for this next chapter, and I am really trying to not, what's the way I'm trying to say this? You'd think I'd be good with my words at this point. I used to always, and still am sometimes, but I used to always be very fearful of these changes. And now I'm like, get excited. Get excited for these changes. Yes, it's scary, but really on the other side is excitement, because I think that I tell myself that I should be worried and scared because that's how I think that people would like be in this type of situation. They would be worried, they would be scared, they would be stressed, they would be unsure, which is normal. I'm unsure. But if I'm being like 100% honest with you, I actually feel strangely very, very calm in situations that should be chaotic. Like if I really, really, really like tap in and listen to my heart and listen to myself, usually I'm not afraid at all. And I think I can acknowledge that something is going to be a big change and it's going to be scary and it's going to shift things for me. But I think I work myself up into this fear. I don't think the fear is actually there. I really don't. Like when it's just me doing these things, I feel relief. I feel excitement. I feel prepared to a degree. I feel ready. I might not be fully prepared, but I feel ready. Maybe that's a better word. Ready to go into it because you're not really fully prepared for anything, right? And I think about this fear thing and I'm like, I'm actually not scared. I just see other people around me that like when they're in a stressful situation or when financial things happen, they are scared. And I don't know like why I'm not scared. I should be, but like I'm not. So I'm like, and I guess it's because innately I know that I'll always be okay. Even if that meant that someone in my family had to help me or Amanda had to pick up slack or whatever, I still know that I would be okay because truly I'm not on my own. And I don't claim to be. Like I have a great support system. So I don't know if that's what it is. Maybe if I didn't, it would be scarier. I have no idea. I mean, I have a great support system, but like nobody's going to be paying my bills. So like that's scary. I don't know. But I don't feel scared. So see, here I am trying to convince myself that I should be scared because other people are scared in these type of situations. But I'm not. I think I'm ready. I'm excited. Do I think about the things that can go wrong? Of course, I'm fucking human. But they don't drive me, right? People make fear-based decisions that drive them, where like they won't do something because the fear is overwhelming. For me, the fact that I need to get the fuck away from something is way more overwhelming. I'm more scared to be staying there. And honestly, when you think about it, you think about all these people, and there's nothing wrong with this. I'm not saying this is like a dig or anything, but all these people that have secure, safe jobs, right? All these people that that they did it the right way. They went to school or they got a city job or whatever it is. Nothing wrong with these things. They have security. They have everything that comes with that type of job, right? Security, 401k, benefits, all these things that, you know, you made it, right? Type of thing. But you could lose that job tomorrow with no warning. You know how many clients that I've seen that got laid off out of nowhere in these, especially in tech, these like giant layoffs, or people that just suddenly lose their job out of nowhere. Their company gets acquired. They don't have that job the next day. Like literally overnight, from day to night, lost their job. I've seen it many, many times. Maybe with this city job, it's a little different because I think you have a different type of security with that kind of job. But still, like you could get hurt. You could whatever. And then, well, I guess you get disability. That's not so bad, I guess, if you get hurt. But like, you get what I'm saying. That job could be gone tomorrow. And if it's a job that you also hate, it's like for me personally, I can't do a job that I hate. I simply can't. I can't do a regular 9 to 5. I can't do a job that's regular in terms of just having a boss, scheduling, and all those things. I've done it. I've been fired. I've quit. I've done jobs, office jobs. I've done it. I've had a lot of weird jobs. Okay. Well, not a lot of weird jobs, but I've had jobs that were weird for me. I guess that's why I call them weird. Weird because they didn't sit right with me. Okay. So all this to say, you know, God forbid I ever got to the point. All of this to say, these things could be gone tomorrow. And nothing is actually secure. Some things are more secure than others, but we don't really have control over everything. At least now I have control for the most part. I have control over what happens next. Or I can do my best. I can do my best every day, or try to. Your best is going to be different every day. So do the best that I can when I wake up in the morning to do the right thing, and just keep working and keep trying and keep going, because I just wanted more and I want more, and I'm not there. And sometimes it feels like, oh, I'm going to be 35 in March. And sometimes I let those thoughts come in. You're old. You should be in a different place by now, but away with that bitch. Away with her. We got to get rid of that voice, because everyone is in their own timing, and you're exactly supposed to be. No, you're exactly where you're supposed to be at this moment. And I have to keep telling myself that, and I'll tell you that. It's a good reminder. And with that, I will close the episode. Again, thank you for being here on this journey with me. It's really cool. And I'm just really excited for 1 year of the girls' room. We've had a slow progression here, but that's okay. That's okay. And I know that the people I have here, the people that want to be here, and the people that are excited to be here, and that makes me very happy. That fills my cup. Thank you very much. Let me know if you guys have any topics or anything that you want me to cover. Please feel free to drop them in the comments. If you need anything from me, if you have questions, I also have the email, tgrpod at, oh my God, tgrpod at tgrpod.nyc@gmail.com. Okay, there we go. Got it. Questions, comments, concerns, stories you want to share, anything like that. That's where you can find me, or you could leave it in the comments. And I will end the episode with my high and low of the week. I like to start with the low. My low of the week. What's my low of the week? Well, it's only Wednesday. Well, this is a low I have often, and I need to figure it out. My ADHD is just really fucking bad. Really, really bad. Like, getting tasks done, it's terrible. I start one thing. I'm like that person that starts like organizing the cabinet and then forgets that that's what they're doing, and then leaves the door open to the cabinet because then she started the laundry, and then she forgets that she started the laundry, so the clothes are sitting in the wash, and then I started editing a video. Like, that's the type of shit that I do, and it's just like really frustrating. But I really just don't want to take like Adderall, and I really need to order these like magic mushrooms. Well, not the magic ones, but the medicinal mushrooms. That's what I'm talking about. They are magic though, but the medicinal mushrooms, not the psychedelic ones, for focus, and see how those work. So we're still struggling with that. I haven't been proactive about it. So that's my low of the week. I've been doom scrolling. I've been on my phone way too much. So my fault, taking accountability. I need to do better. My high of the week is obviously that I left the salon. Well, I know not yet, but I had the conversation that I needed to have. And I'm very excited for this next chapter. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode, and I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.